Coming up on First at 4, a bomb threat is made in Laurel County that leads to evacuations at several courthouse buildings. What we know so far coming up. And police are searching for a man they say led them on a chase with speeds of more than 120 miles per hour.
And this time 24 hours ago, we were in the 80s. Quite the change from the weekend, but how long will this cool weather last? I'll have the answer in a few minutes.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News First at 4.
Good afternoon, I'm Steve Hensley. First at 4, law enforcement agencies evacuated several courthouse buildings in downtown London this morning. WYMT's Austin Hicks tells us what led to those evacuations.
At approximately 9:38 this morning, 2 media outlets, including WYMT and one local official, received an email containing a reported bomb threat to the old Laurel County Courthouse and Annex building. Dispatch was called and law enforcement officers were dispatched. Kentucky State Police, Laurel County Sheriff's Department, and the London Fire Department blocked off roads leading to the area near the buildings. The buildings were evacuated and bomb dogs were called to help in the search. London Police Department Public Relations Officer Hobie Darty gave an update on the current situation.
At this time, the investigation is still ongoing to see where the threats came from and who may have been the culprit of them. But at this time, we have conducted 2 searches and then are doing a 3rd search with a a bomb dog at this time.
London Elementary School is located in the downtown area. An official said the school was placed on a soft lockdown as a precaution. In London, Austin Hicks, WYMT Mountain News.
At 6, we'll hear from London Mayor Randall Weddle about the situation. A high-speed chase led law enforcement through 2 counties. Now police are looking for the suspect they say is still on the run. WYMT's RJ Johnson has the details.
Officials say the chase began when they tried to stop Kenneth Kyle Greer on Saturday. Pikeville police received reports of Greer driving his truck recklessly on US 23. When officers tried to stop him, he was reportedly going more than 120 miles per hour towards Floyd County. Once crossing the county line, Greer reportedly went into a store and shouted at a clerk.
As he went back out to try to pump gas, he observed Pikeville Police Department units in the area attempting to locate that truck that he was in, and he jumped back in his truck. By this point, Prestonsburg police officers and Floyd County Sheriff's deputies had arrived in the area.
Prestonsburg Police Chief Ross Shirtlift says Greer ended up in Cow Creek, where the vehicle he was driving hit another car before he escaped on foot. Officials urge anyone with information to contact law enforcement. In Floyd County, RJ Johnson, WYMT Mountain News.
Officials say Greer has multiple warrants out for his arrest.
So 24 hours ago, as mentioned, we were in the low to mid 80s, and then we had the front push through, had a little bit of rain overnight, and now we're seeing mainly cloudy skies and a big swing in temperatures at this hour. Look at the temperatures across eastern Kentucky. We are in the 50s, even low 60s, 61 in Somerset, 61 Jonesville, 60 in Middlesboro. We're sitting at 54 in Hazard. Jackson's at 52. Irvin, Prestonsburg checking in with 53 degrees. Live pinpoint Doppler radar, all is quiet as of right now. There is a rain chance in the forecast tomorrow. We'll talk about that coming up in the next check of weather. But the next 12 hours keeps temperatures staying in the 50s till we go into the overnight hours, where we see cloudy skies and temperatures in the mid 40s. When you wake up in the morning, low to mid 40s will greet you. We'll go down to 43 in Hazard, 39 in Monticello, 39 in Jacksboro, as well as Wise. 37 will be the overnight low in Jonesville. So the bottom line, hope you enjoyed this past weekend, because we have cooled off substantially, and that trend is going to continue for a little bit. And we'll talk about that in the first alert forecast in a few minutes. Steve.
All right, Eric, thank you. Royal Caribbean is raising its automatic gratuity rate on cruises by 50 cents a person. For suite passengers, the recommended rate will be $21 per day starting next month, with a rate of $18.50 a day for non-suite passengers. Gratuities are automatically added to the onboard accounts of passengers, who can increase or decrease them, and are distributed among crew members. The increases go into effect on November 1st. NASA launched a mission today that will give us an idea about the possibility of life outside of Earth.
And liftoff. Lifts off, so Falcon Heavy with Europa Clipper.
That's Europa Clipper at the start of a 1.8 billion mile journey to Europa, one of Jupiter's moons. When the spacecraft arrives, which will not be until 2030, 9 different instruments and a gravity experiment will study the ice-covered moon.
But the scientific payoff is pretty dramatic. They know there is an ocean under the frozen crust of this moon, Europa. They can tell that by a variety of remote means. They're hoping to find out with this mission, is that environment habitable? In other words, are the conditions there that could enable microbial life, perhaps, to have formed and even be there today?
Europa Clipper is the largest spacecraft NASA has ever developed for a planetary mission, about the size of a basketball court. Members of the Kennedy family gathered to say goodbye to Ethel Kennedy today, the wife of the late Senator Robert F. Kennedy. Kennedy died Thursday at the age of 96 following complications related to a stroke she suffered earlier this month. The funeral took place at Our Lady of Victory in Centerville, Massachusetts. Kennedy raised 11 children after her husband was assassinated and remained dedicated to social causes. The funeral was closed to the public. Coming up on First at 4, SpaceX is celebrating an astonishing achievement in its quest to develop a fully reusable rocket.
Temperatures right now are in the low to mid 50s, but when will we warm up again? Because there is a warming trend somewhere. Details in the First Alert forecast in a few minutes.